Okay, I am starting the stream. Should be live now. And in just a second here, I'm going to start my Instagram stream. I don't have my live up on my computer yet, but it should be streaming. Okay, I'm a second late today, as my computer said, hey, can we install some updates? All right, I'm starting my Instagram stream, so I apologize for the second. All right. What's up, guys? For those of you just joining that are new to this, this is it's Monday, 7:30, so we're doing my technique class. Basically, I do 2 technique classes a week. What's up? What's up, Tom? I do 2 of these classes a week. This Monday one is kind of just a free-for-all. You can ask your technique-related questions. Just leave a comment. And then my Thursday class is for patrons only, and you can sign up for that via the link in my bio. And those have more specific structured subjects. So I'm also streaming this on YouTube, and the link in my bio, you can get to that as well if you like to bring it up on a big screen or your laptop or whatever you may have. What's up, Khalifa Oxing? Guys, when you're ready to go and ready to start playing, just leave a comment like you guys are doing now. Let me know that you're ready to go. And if you have questions regarding technique, go ahead and ask them. And I will be more than happy to go over that subject. New strings. Does it sound like new strings? I'm just playing better now, okay? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, these are fairly new. They're like 4 days old. And this room is very loud. It's a small room, and it's like very thin carpet. Not a lot of furniture in it, so it's pretty loud in here. Hey guys, what's up? Everyone just joining. George, Austin. If you guys have a specific subject you want me to cover, hello people on YouTube. Also, I see you there. Sorry, sometimes I forget to glance over. Let me know the first person that asks something, I'll go over that subject. So leave a comment in here, and I will go over the technique-related questions that you guys have. Excuse this sound, it's me pouring coffee. Usually I start out with something like slurs, a nice simple slur exercise. For instance, from Pumping Nylon or Carlavaro. Pentatonic. That's not a technique-related question. Not request, but okay. Your tremolo's lacking in Asturias. Okay, we can go over that, but being that's like a more advanced subject, we'll want to do some warm-ups first, just for the people that are just playing guitar first today. But we'll start by going over the slurs, and then we'll hit some tremolo topics. So anyways, for those of you just joining, ask your technique-related questions, leave a comment. Even if I don't respond to you right away, I will read it, and I'll get back to it. Okay, so let's start with just doing some slurs. Everything that I explain here, this is how it always works. Everything that I explain, you'll be able to figure out yourself. You're not going to need sheet music in front of you. It's going to be simple exercises that you can follow along with. So let's start with some slurs. Excuse my string ends here. What we're going to do is just pluck once per string, and we're going to start on the 1st fret. And we're going to pluck once, and then hammer on to the 2nd fret. And the goal is to feel a transfer of weight between your 2 fingers. So you really feel weight here and then weight here when you tap down, when you press down. Okay, so we're going to go like this. What's up, Ariel, Francisco, Joe, Giovanni? All right. So we're going to do 1 to 2, okay? We're going to do this on every string. Then we're going to shift up a fret and do it on the 2nd string to the 3rd, the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret. And so on, okay? We're gonna go to the 7th fret and then head back down. So follow along with me if there's something you're confused about or you have a question about a specific technique thing. Sorry for repeating myself for those that have been here since I started the stream, but leave a comment and let me know what you'd like me to discuss technique-wise. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, we're gonna shift up a fret. So now we're on the 2nd fret going to the 3rd with just our 1st and 2nd fingers. Okay, now we're on the 3rd fret. And we're just plucking once per string. Okay, now we're on the 7th, and we're going to head back down when we get to the bottom of this. 6. And now I'm going to speed up. It's okay if you can't keep up with this, just do it as best as you can. So even if that's pushing your level and that's a little bit too fast for you at the end there, it's a good thing to feel what your limit is and try to push to it. I think sometimes people get confused when we talk about pushing technical levels, because we're told so much, like, oh, don't play your piece faster than you can play it. Don't play too fast. Don't rush it. You're told all these things, but when you're practicing technique, you do need to push the limits. It doesn't mean everything that you play when you're practicing technique is too fast for you, but if you don't push these limits, then they never expand. You just stay in the same area. And there could be benefits of doing that for a little while too, but with this specific exercise, it's good to push your limit, because all of a sudden you'll be practicing this in a few weeks and you'll be going a lot faster speed in the beginning, and then when you're coming back down, it'll be way faster. And so on. Okay, so you can probably guess what's next here. It's the 2nd to 3rd finger instead of 1st to 2nd. So we're going to start on the 2nd fret with our middle finger and hammer on to our ring finger. So our 2nd to our 3rd finger. So I'm checking YouTube here. If you guys are tuned in on YouTube, let me know. I don't see anyone in the chat yet there, so just want to make sure you guys can see that. Okay, so 2nd to 3rd fret. 1, 2, ready, and. You really want to make sure that when you're doing this hammer on, the note you're hammering onto is the same volume as the 1st. Or at least close to it. Pumping Nylon or Carlovaro. He did it too. Carlovaro did it first. Hamish. Okay, now let's head back down. Hey Eric, good to see you here. Okay. I'm gonna speed up a little bit here, I kind of forgot to. Okay, so hopefully you're doing that a little bit better now. Let's go to the 3rd to the 4th finger, okay? So ring finger to pinky. If you guys are following along with this, just leave a comment. Sometimes it's hard to know who's actually following along. Yo, what's up, Victoria? Okay, so yeah, if you're following along, leave a comment. Let me know if you're getting this. I'd love to hear that. And additionally, if there's something that you'd like me to discuss, I would love to hear that as well. Okay. Excuse my cough. Excuse my coffee drinking here. Okay, 3rd finger to 4th finger. So this is the one that is especially important to feel this weight transfer from your ring finger to your pinky. Because what we often do is keep a bunch of our weight anchored over here, and we just like slap away with our finger. We just kind of hope to, like, there's not really a lot of weight transfer. We're just kind of hoping that our pinky's strong enough. So what we're doing here is making sure we transfer the weight. So see, if I exaggerate, it looks like this, right? Like you can obviously see I've have the weight here and then the weight here, right? So yeah, hammer. Like this, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. We'll start really slow and we'll get quite fast. We're gonna go 1, 2, ready, and. So even if this is very slow for you and you know you can do it faster, just give me a second and try at this speed. And try to really exaggerate that hammer on. We're sliding up a fret, so now we're going 4th to 5th fret. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Maybe someone can translate. Okay, I'm speeding up just a little bit. Follow along if you can here. We're going to go all the way to the 8th fret and then head back down. One more fret. Back down. Okay? How's that going for you guys? How's that speed? Curious, for some of you guys that have been doing these with me for a while now, how are you approaching this speed? Is it going well? Okay. So we're going to do 2nd to 4th finger. How's this going for you, Eric? You following along here? Let me know. Okay, we're going to go 2nd to 4th and do that same thing. So 2 to 4. Now since we have a finger in between, it's a little bit easier to feel this weight transfer. Great, thanks for the comment, Ross. You're saying okay, you got it? What's up, Riff Wars? Kyle, good to see you guys. Okay, so really feel this weight transfer between 2 and 4. This is important for all styles of guitar when you're doing hammer-ons. You don't want to go like this. See, this is not ideal. This is ideal. Can you see the difference? See, this is just touching the 4th fret, kind of like reaching with no real momentum behind there, whereas this is actually hammering on. Okay, so let's try that. We're going to go like this, just like before, but slow. And then head up the fretboard. 1, 2, ready, and. Even though this is slow, and I can go much faster, along with many of you, I'm still going slow and noticing what I'm doing and how my weight transfer is. Constant reevaluation of the things that you consider normal or correct is what can make you a lot better at guitar. Like, how can I make this better? Right now I'm experimenting with how far do I really have to pick up my pinky to make that same sound. Okay, now we're going to head back down at the end of this. So now I'm focusing on my pinky not raising high, like not lifting off of that 2nd note very high, but still trying to get the same sound. Okay, we're speeding up intentionally. Just to see how okay? So as you can imagine, you can go 1, well, that's the only one we're missing here. So let's just do that. Let's go 1 to 4. Same concept. 1st fret to 4th fret. 1, 2, ready, and. We're going to go this speed. The most common issue when doing this 1 to 4 is the 4th finger not being very accurate. So like missing the string. Also, I suppose it's pretty common not to have a lot of power on the 4th finger. But that's like with all the other ones. Last fret, now we're going to head back down. Okay, we're on the 6th fret. Just go whatever speed you can for this section. I know that got a little fast, but just it's building that strength. You should feel a little sore here, not pain, but a little sore, right? So I want to talk about something to think about while we work on this. It's something that I see a lot with my students that I try to correct. Is when you're going across the fretboard this way, right? Not this way I'm talking about right now, but this way. When you're doing this, your hand shouldn't be moving like this. It should be moving like this. And maybe occasional a little bit of thumb movement, maybe like this. But do you notice how your fingers can go from the 6th string to the 1st string, the 1st string to the 6th string, without needing to go like this and come out, right? This is a common problem that we developed from many of us who started with electric guitar. We learned to play like this for some reason, doing these solos up on the 1st string. But this really limits your hand, and for you to just go to the 6th string, now you have to like readjust and grab with your thumb really far. So practice when you're doing these for the movement to come from arching your fingers more rather than from coming out like this, because this is not good technique. There's so much movement going on here, and then when you ever have the day where you have to go something like this, playing that is ridiculous if you were to play like this. Because that means your hand's going like this, essentially, all over the fretboard, rather than your hand staying close. So, in practice, getting your thumb in a comfortable position, and then when you come down, just bringing this part of your hand closer to the fingerboard, and then when you're coming back out, try to keep this about the same distance. Make your fingers do the work, not your whole body. I suppose we never did 1 and 3, I just realized that. But you see this? I'm not going like this. So pivot the thumb more. No, I actually, it has to do with your thumb staying, your thumb stays actually more in the same position. So remember, when we're doing this, oh, it's that low action chops. Yeah, you're kind of right. Okay, so see, our thumb, when you're doing this thing that I was saying not to do, is moving your thumb more. Whereas when I'm saying the right, let me show you YouTube as well. The thumb would be moving a lot like this if you're doing it the way I'm talking about, not the way you shouldn't be moving. But if you're moving correctly, your thumb should relatively stay in the same spot. Occasionally, you might be doing like a crazy chord that makes you move your thumb. But in general, if you were just going like, your thumb stays about the same. And I guess you're right in the way that you pivot by just like literally leaning it back and forth, but not pivoting it as in like moving a ton. Sorry, it's kind of difficult to explain here. But does that make sense? I guarantee you a lot of people watching this do this thing and come out way too far out here. It's just very, very inefficient. So practice staying real close. Really, a lot of other things that you practice, you don't even think, but you're doing the right thing. Like if you're doing stretching practices like this one, it's not like there's nothing you can do about this. Your thumb has to stay in the same place. But I bet if you started just moving up this way, you would want to compensate by moving your thumb closer down here. Anyways, won't dive into that too much. All right, any suggestions of things to talk about here? We haven't done any right hand work, and we haven't done anything with stretching or tremolo. So are you guys on that tremolo train? You guys want to talk about tremolo? Someone requested it. And I got a couple of DMs about certain subjects, so I will go over those soon too. I didn't forget about you guys. Let me know if you want me to talk about tremolo, because I can. Oh, okay. Someone asked, how does someone relate exercise, and this is YouTube. Brower A214 has a slur on the second and third strings, third and fourth fingers. Very hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's interesting. Like double slurs, basically, right? And you know what? Ricardo Isnaola actually covers this in his book. No, I don't know Brower's A214, but you're talking about doing something like this, right? I do lots of M&A scales. So, you know what? Let's do some M&A stuff. I'll go back to an exercise that I really like to do, especially M&A. It's great for this as a string crossing exercise. Lately, I've been doing one specific string crossing exercise, but it's this one. If you guys caught my Thursday class, it's the one. If you're a patron, you can watch. But I taught this one. I do that with the M&A as well. But anyways, I'm going to teach one that's very, what's up, Sean? Good to see you, man. All right, I'm going to teach one that really helps with M&A and string crossing. So M&A are these fingers, right? Middle and ring on your right hand. And we work, it's important to work these a lot because oftentimes in our music, things are very I and M oriented. And when we get so used to using those, then our A finger gets weak. And whenever we're required to do something technical with our A finger, that's the point of weakness. So we want to make sure we stay strong there. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go, and this works with I and M as well. We're going to do this exercise where we go M, A, right? On the first, nothing in the left hand. In the right hand, we go M, A, on every string. So 4 notes of M, A, M, A, okay? So that's 4 times, 4 notes on each string. But what we're going to do is when we're coming back up, M, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. When we go to this first string, we're going to do 3 notes. So we're going to go M, A, M, 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 A, M, A, I'm sorry, M, A, okay, so that makes you do odd string crossings because every other string you're starting with M. The first, like, say on the first string you're starting with M, and then the second string you're starting with A, third string you're starting with M, fourth string you're starting with A. So this is the point of it. So anyways, you're going 1, 2, 3, M, A, 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 M, A. Then, you guessed it, we're going to take away one more. So it's going to go 2, M, A, M, A, M, A, M, A, M, A, M, A. Then 1, M, A, M, A, M, A, M, A, M, A, M. Okay? Hopefully you get that. Let's go ahead and try that. We're going to do it really slow so you can keep up, and I'll be able to talk you through the changes. But the important thing is when we're coming back up, we're changing right as we arrive to the first string. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if we go through this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay. So Sam, hopefully you enjoy this one. This is very MA oriented. Okay, so let's do this. 1, we're going to start at this speed. 1, 2, ready. M, A, M, A, M, A, M, A. Great. Let Let me know how this goes for you, Eric. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. M, A, M, A, M, A. A string, D string, G, D. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Going to one note per string, which will probably be pretty difficult if this is the first time you've done this. I do this with left hand using hammer-ons, like my last post. I gotta go check that again. Just gotta use M-A. Cool, thanks for this. Left hand hammer-ons. Trying to think of what you mean. Oh, like going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, that's a left hand exercise, but that's yeah, it's pretty similar. Although, to be honest, it's a different thing. The reason why this makes sense is because it makes string crossing more difficult, which is why we're doing it. And this, when you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, that's a natural flow. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 is easier than going 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. You see what I'm saying? Anyways. Now if you went 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, that'd be interesting. Still not quite the same. But let's go ahead and do this now with I and M. And I expect that we've done this with M and A. You can do it with I and M a little better. Actually, let's do M and A one more time, except we're going to go A to M instead of M to A. So we're going to start 1, 2, A, M, A, M, A, M, A, M, A, M, A, M. Awesome, Eric. I'm glad you're enjoying this. I don't know if you came here from Instagram or YouTube, but check out my Patreon page too. On Thursdays, I do a very directed class. It's like I cover 2 specific topics usually, and we go straight through those, and it's a full hour long. So I think you'll enjoy those. It's $1 to sign up, but you can find my Instagram page. It's the same name. If you search my first and last name, you'll find it. Okay. So now we're going to go A, M, A, M. Actually, it's in the description of this video too, on YouTube. Okay, let's do A, M, A, M, A, M, A, M. Yeah, it can get really fast and helpful. Okay, let's go A, M, A, M. 1, 2, ready, and. See this one? You can drink your coffee. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So switch into 1. Okay. Now, let's do I to A. So I, A. 1, 2, ready, and I, A. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Tough, right? Let's do I am now. 1, 2, ready, and. Switch to 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? So obviously you try to push the speed of this. You can maybe do this with the metronome, but it's pretty tough, especially to get that last one fast. Because we're alternating I and M, which makes it's like the ultimate string crossing test. I am. And these exercises are so much fun because you can just practice these with like as a morning warm-up. You know, you don't even need a good guitar. You don't need to be worrying about your left hand. It's a great exercise, and it can really help you improve your technique. Especially, and I emphasize this a lot, but especially if you're paying attention to actually getting better at what you're doing when you're going slow. So if you're watching your fingers and you're saying, okay, they're swinging out a little too far, like, you know, if I'm looking at my fingers, this is too far. You might want to go and see how little of movements you can move your fingers. Sam asks, how much do you spend on technique a day and how do you separate out among rep or do it all at once? Good question. I rarely do it all at once. I usually have goals of like what I want to get done technique wise. So it's not always the same. It's important to change it. Once you start getting good at something, you either push it further or pick up a new exercise and tell yourself, oh, I need to get better at this. So usually like one part of the day, I'll do Carlevaro Book 2 arpeggios, which are these. If you look up Carlevaro, C-A-R-L-E-V-A-R-O, it's these arpeggios. It's just a bunch of diminished arpeggios with different right hand patterns. You know, that was A, M, I, M, A. There's also A, I, M, I, and one starting with M finger. And then varying amounts of usage of your thumb. So also going thumb, 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 and then thumb, 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 thumb. Anyways, I'll do all of those coordinations and combinations and it'll take me like maybe 30 minutes. And then that's just a really long time for a specific exercise, you know. And then maybe another part of the day, maybe an hour later or something, I'll do scales. And then another part of the day, I'll do, the string crossing exercise. This. Another part of the day, I'll do all of the Pudones exercises. These are my daily things right now. This changes sometimes week to week. But for a while, I do these things every day and push them and try to get them to a high level, and then I might move on to a new exercise. But to answer your question, I would say recently I've been doing somewhere around 2 hours of technique a day. But that's on the high end. You gotta at least do an hour, I would say. But, you know, it just depends on what you're trying to improve. You know, do you feel like you're behind? Are you really trying to push your technique? Or are you just trying to play guitar for fun and learn music? You know, how much time you should spend practicing in general changes and how much time you should spend on technique. But if you're trying to, you know, if you're trying to be really serious about the guitar, then you have to take some serious time to spend on serious things. Sometimes we're in the clouds and we just think, oh, we should just learn music and be musicians, but we gotta work hard sometimes. You know, we gotta work hard at some stuff. It's not supposed to all just come easy to us. If that was the case, everyone would do it. It's so easy and so fun to just learn pieces and just read new music, and it's a lot of fun. And there's something wrong with that, right? It's great that we have that, and it's great that it's fun and that you love it, but if you want to be really good at something, you have to work hard no matter what that subject is. So, sorry to go on my little soapbox here. Really have no reason to be there, but that's my philosophy of why I practice a lot of technique every day. And also, you know, it is kind of addicting to practice technique every day, because sometimes when you're practicing your pieces, it's hard to see a big improvement. But when you're practicing technique, you can write down where you're, you can write down your numbers, where you're at, like what speed you're playing at, all of those types of things. Okay, let's see. Bianca says, hey, what are the benefits to high tension strings? Just got a pack of high tension Savarez and I'm going to try them on soon. Well, first off, high tension Savarez aren't the same as high tension D'Addario. And you can actually read the amount of pounds on each strings. They usually put them on the package, but it's definitely available online. High tension Savarez, I believe, are not even close to high tension D'Addario. But don't quote me on that, you just have to look it up. Benefits to high tension strings are you can usually push them a little harder. Now there's going to be drawbacks to these too. There's drawbacks to having high tension as well. But to me, I prefer high tension right now with D'Addario strings, and definitely Zavres as well. But a lot of times with lower tension strings, when you play loudly, you're going to bottom out and hear more fret buzz and more than what's going on here, right? And you can usually just drive high tension strings a little bit more. But that being said, sorry, I think it paused there for a second. That being said, that means hardly anything, because you have like these professional guitarists that some use high, some use medium, and it differs with your guitar too. That's another thing. The scale length of your guitar, as well as just the way the bridge is, the way the pinholes are, the materials that the nut and bridge are made out of, the type of fret wire and how high the fret wire is. There's all sorts of different things. So you just gotta kind of see what's best for you. Yeah, you've been using ProArt and D'Addario strings. Well, those are D'Addario strings. Maybe you mistyped, but were you using high tension ProArt D'Addario or the normal tension? Anyways, in a second here, unless you guys have some more questions, I'm going to head out. Thursday is the full-length class. Thank you to those supporting me on Patreon. Can't do it without you guys. The link to that is in my bio, or you can just go to patreon.com/ and then my username here, Evan Tauscher, on Instagram. Well, Bianca, the normal strings should be very similar to the high tension Zavres. If I'm remembering correctly, Zavres high tension is not as high tension as D'Addario high tension. Although it can be confusing, these D'Addario trebles are thicker than Zavres trebles, so it feels that way. Just look up the tensions online. You'll get the right information there. Yeah, good idea, Eric. Glad you enjoyed, man. Yeah, Google him. And let me know what you find out, because I would like to be clear on that. Okay, thanks so much, guys. Only a few of you left here, but I'm glad you watched. What's up, Wendelin? Tom, Hamish, glad you guys are here. Anyone else watching? I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you Thursday. It's $1 to sign up. The link is in my bio. I would love to have you guys on Patreon. Be able to give you a lot more individual attention. Have a good night, guys. Bye. I see you here. Billy, what do you think about Labella? I just ended my Instagram stream, but I will answer your question. I have not played Labella in a while, but I remember when I did, I enjoyed them. There's so many good strings out there. Anyways, I hope to see you guys on YouTube here. I have it public. Did you, let me know, Eric, I would love to hear, did you just see this because I have it public on YouTube and it just said I was live, so you clicked on it? Is that how you got that? I'd like to push this on YouTube more, but I hardly ever upload, I need to upload more content to YouTube, I think. I do so much on Instagram. But follow me on there, guys, if you don't. It's at Evan Tauscher. That's where I'm posting every day. So it's just at and then my first and last name here. Okay, I need to go. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. OBS. I gotta bring up my streaming software, and my Windows tablet is not being good. See you guys.